whatever you feel lights you up, that's not something to suppress. That's something to take as a sign that that's your soul's path. If you feel that on a soul level, that it's lighting you up, that's your sign. Wherever you're at, if that's where you're happy, if that's where you feel like you're living your purpose, then you're right. Whatever it is that's bringing you joy, that you want to turn into a profession or a side hustle or just something that you do for fun, whatever level you want to do it on, but you keep holding yourself back, you need to acknowledge that joy and you need to start following it. This is the Energy Within podcast, helping you to embrace your weirdness, find the confidence to be your true self, and step into your soul's purpose. My name is Carrie Jokala. I am your host. I am a Reiki master teacher, a fitness instructor, a wife, a mom to 2 little boys, and this is episode 143. And today I want to talk about bringing more joy into your life. And it's something that I continue to work on because I am also someone who can still get very frustrated. I also have 2, I don't know, does 5 still count as a toddler? 5-year-olds? Well, I have 2 little boys. And I think boy mom life can be summed up by a t-shirt that I saw once that said something about boys being less drama than girls, but harder to keep alive. And that alone can be stressful. So I pulled a couple cards for you. And I also have one quote that I want to share. I just finished rereading the first book of Conversations with God. If you haven't read that, I highly recommend it. It answered a lot of questions for me. Some people, it might shake up your whole world. But if you're ready, you'll know. And you can go find that book. Definitely start at the beginning and go in order. But I'll tell you the cards that I pulled and then the quote that I wanted to share, and we'll see how they all tie together. So I took my Work Your Light deck, and the 2 cards I pulled are Imrama. I hope I'm saying that correctly. That says, what are you being called to journey to? And Starseed, what lights you up? So Imrama says, the Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pulled this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. It could be to a physical ancient place or metaphoric. And whether this is a physical or a metaphorical journey, your soul is ready to journey deep, which is really interesting with the next card being Starseed, because that's definitely a soul mission right there. If you don't know what a star seed is, it says star seeds are souls with a double mission to raise their own consciousness and the consciousness of the planet. They are old souls who have incarnated elsewhere beyond this planet. Many star seeds arrive with a feeling that time is running out and that there is something that they came here to do or create or contribute. If you pulled this card, if you're here listening to this podcast, it is to confirm that you are a starseed and you are being encouraged to answer the call, to follow what lights you up. So right there, finding more joy, following the joy in your life. Once awake, most starseed souls find it hard to have meaningless conversations, jobs, and relationships. They innately know that there is much more to life and feel that there is something more and get to work. They remain restless until they step into their calling, which is to light up the world with their unique presence. Starseeds are scattered all over the planet. Many starseeds spend parts of their lives trying to fit in or in some form of spiritual closet. If you are dimming your light to fit in, it is time that you stop and start embracing the unique light that you came here to share and treat your time on Earth like a glorious vacation. There's your journey. I didn't even read that part all the way before I started recording. But dimming your light to fit in. Here you go. That's why you're here. I'm here to help you embrace your weirdness. So just be weird, be you. That's seriously going to be another podcast topic coming up, is literally how to be weird. Basically really meaning how to be yourself, but how to be weird and be okay with it. But today we're talking about following the joy. So you know that you're being called on some kind of journey. You're here for a reason. You have a much, much bigger purpose, especially if you're still stuck in those mundane jobs, situations, places, relationships, whatever it is that you're feeling stuck in. You know, you can tell it's on a soul level that there is something more that you are meant to do. And today's podcast is just simply to encourage you to follow that. And I've talked about this before, but it's still, I think for a lot of us, and still sometimes even for me, really hard to fully embrace the idea that we can actually make a living getting by on this physical earth, doing the things that light us up, doing the things that we know we're here to do. We see other people doing it, which can either inspire us or can have the opposite effect, making us feel like we're not good enough because we see how good we think they are, and we tell ourselves that we're not at that level or that we could never get to that level. But let me tell you, I confirm for you that you are at that level. No matter what you actually think of yourself right now, the actual truth is you are at that level and you can do that. So one thing I thought was interesting in this quote that I wanted to share from Conversations with God, I'm going to spoil the answer to one of the questions for you just a little bit. There's a lot of talk in the book about all of the rules that have been imposed on us, telling us the right way to get to God, the right way to find Jesus or whatever. And I'm not going to get too into that here. I'm not trying to disrupt anything. But I personally believe, and I always have, that even just by the mere fact that there's more than one religion, that's got to mean that there's more than one path to God. There's more than one path to life. And who really knows which one is right? But I think I can tell you which one is right. It's the one that feels right for you. It's individual. And there's always this theme that weaves its way through about denying your humanness, about not being too obsessed with things or with money. But if we look at things through the lens of there being really no right or wrong except what we assign that meaning to, and that again is up to us, whatever you feel lights you up, that's not something to suppress. That's something to take as a sign that that's your soul's path. If you feel that on a soul level, that it's lighting you up, that's your sign. We think of these spiritual masters as people who have denounced all worldly things and they only live in this spiritual realm and they've attained peace and attuned their vibration to the highest levels, and they go through life not needing anything. And really, again, if you read Conversations with God, there's a whole section on this. It's not that they've denied themselves anything. It's simply a shift in what they feel serves them. So it's not that anything, again, is right or wrong. Wherever you're at, if that's where you're happy, if that's where you feel like you're living your purpose, then you're right. Whatever it is that's bringing you joy, that you want to turn into a profession or a side hustle or just something that you do for fun, whatever level you want to do it on, but you keep holding yourself back, you need to acknowledge that joy and you need to start following it rather than thinking that you need to deny it and follow the mundane. So here's the quote: "Joy and sacredness do mix. They are, in fact, the same thing, and many of you think they do not." So again, that idea that if we're somehow sacrificing and suffering, that is somehow more holy or a better path than making sure that we're finding happiness and joy. The whole purpose is to find happiness and joy. Those are the highest vibrations. If we go back to what's been addressed in a couple previous podcasts about guilt and shame being so low on that vibrational frequency, again, not necessarily to be labeled bad or wrong, although I kind of think they are. But if you think about it, if guilt and shame are the tools used to keep you on a certain path, look at where that frequency is versus the frequencies of happiness and joy. It's a huge gap. And I don't think if you ask anyone point blank if they want to be happy that they're going to say no. It's okay to have moments of doubt. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be pissed off. It's even okay to label something evil, to see something evil in this world and to despise it and to wish it to be gone. But when it comes to your personal journey, your soul's journey, what lights you up is probably what your path is supposed to involve. At least in the beginning, maybe it'll change. But follow the things that make you happy. There's a woman I follow on social media. Her name is Angie Lee. I've talked about her briefly a couple of times here and there. But one of the quotes she always shares, a view that she goes through life with, is, how can I make this more fun? And for her, it stems from her Enneagram type, which is, I think, a 7. And they need to be like constantly stimulated, constantly having fun. So when she's having to do something that she doesn't really find fun, but it is something she has to do, her quote to herself is, how can I make this more fun? So you can use that as a stepping stone if you don't feel like you're fully ready to jump all the way in to what lights you up, and following that fully. Take some baby steps. The things that you feel like you have to do right now, spoiler alert, you probably don't have to. But the things that you feel like you're stuck in, look for the joy. Look for a way to make it more fun. And if you really can't, then maybe there's your final sign that it's time to move on. Because you are a starseed here on your soul's journey to raise the vibration of the planet and to literally be a light for other people. Don't take that as an obligation that you have to put on your shoulders as a heavy weight. Just know that by following your joy, you are being the light. By being yourself, you are following your soul's mission. That's why it's so important to stop trying so hard to fit in. That's why it sucks so bad when you feel like you don't fit in and you worry about that rather than focusing on just being who you are. I think we need to have a lot more talks about that. So I'm going to keep talking about it because that's really my entire point through all of this. So I know that this one is pretty short. I hope that it inspires you, that you found it encouraging. If you need more guidance, I am here for you. So maybe this journey that you're supposed to go on right now, maybe it's that metaphorical journey that you're feeling called to. Perhaps it is an Akashic Records session where we're going to go into a past life and clear something that has been holding you back. Maybe we need to journey to your future possibilities and remove that self-doubt and align you with your best and highest future possibilities so that you can not only attain them, but more importantly, believe that you can attain them. And of course, your other option could always be a Reiki session. We can go in and clear out the stuck energy, remove the blockages, and just get things flowing the way that they're supposed to. So you start feeling lighter. So you start feeling that confidence in yourself. You can find the links to do all of that in the show notes. I would also love to invite you to come join me on my new Instagram, which is up and running. So you'll find the link to that in the show notes. I'm back to posting reels. I am committed again to posting at least one reel every day. So come on over and make sure that you like, comment, share, all the things. And of course, make sure you follow as well. And if you are not already a part of the Energy Within Facebook group, please make sure that you jump in there. I plan on doing a few more live videos in there coming up, and I will also soon be talking much more both here and in the group, and I'm sure on my Instagram, about my first Reiki 1 course coming up. So please stay tuned for that. We are not only going to teach you how to heal yourself, to heal your own energy, take matters into your own hands, but really also build up your self-confidence. So I can't wait for that. If you have any questions, even before I start talking about it, please reach out and let me know. Thank you so much, as always, for being here, and I'll see you next time.